In this video, we're going to go ahead and set up the foundation to create a pause menu. So for our pause menu, the functionality is going to be that we hit the P key, this menu comes down in some animation form, and then on it will be two buttons, one to take you to the main menu and one to continue play. So let's go ahead and hop into our scene here. Let's go into our first scene, our single player scene, and let's build out the menu. So here's our Galaxy Shooter. This is ideally what's going to be popping out. So when we hit the P key, we want that to slide in or fade in, whatever you want it to do. So let's go ahead and let's create, under our canvas here, let's create a panel to organize it. So UI, and let's create a panel. And let's call this our pause menu. So everything related to the pause menu is going to go inside of this panel. One thing we can do now is you'll see the panel has this clear, transparent coat over it, and it takes up the whole screen. So instead of doing that, if you actually select your pause menu, bring your mouse into the scene view, and hit the F key to focus, we can go ahead and shrink this down a bit. So I'd say about here, and then let's go ahead and position it in the center. So select the anchor here, and center the position anchors. And then we just need to actually modify the position of this. So 0 there, 0, and we're good to go. So 0 the X and Y position to get it centered. Okay, so here's our pause menu. Looks great. I'm going to go ahead and remove the background, the image component on our pause menu panel, just because I don't want that transparent look. The next thing I want to do is I want to name this panel so we know it's a panel. So pause menu panel. Now we can start actually developing the panel out. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to add an image, and this is going to be our background for our pause menu. And the background image that we're going to use is going to be our Galaxy Shooter. So let's see here. Where is that image? If we go into our sprites here, main menu, SF background, no. What are we using for this main menu here? UI. Here we go. Okay, it's called main menu. So background, source image, main menu. Here we go. Okay. And let's go ahead and increase the width a bit. So maybe about 512 by 512. Okay. And it might be a little confusing to see, so I'm actually going to disable the title real quickly, just so we're looking at only the pause menu. And then from in here, we can go ahead and add some buttons now. So I'm going to go to UI, button, and let's call this resume button to resume the game. And let's go ahead and position that over here. And then we can go ahead and recreate a new button, Control D or Command D to duplicate it. And we're going to call this back to main menu. Okay. And let's go ahead and move this one over here. All right, so the next thing I want to do is let's go ahead and actually rename the text that's on these buttons. So here, background, we have our resume button. If we go into it, and you'll see there's a text property. Go ahead and call this resume. And hop into the main menu button. Change the text to main menu. So eventually what we're going to need to do is create functionality that will handle the clicks of these buttons, which we'll get to later. So we have our panel set up, so we can go ahead and disable it. And basically what needs to happen when you hit the P key, we need to enable it. Okay? And we'll hop into our title, re-enable that, and we are good to go.